Thank you, Presiding Officer. I welcome today's debate proposing that the National Assembly celebrates International Women's Day. I'm sure many members in the wider public will reflect on the well-known women of the present day and throughout the history of Wales. However, I would like to take this opportunity to commend the contributions made by ordinary women in Wales. Women who helped build this country, working in the home, farm, factory and in so many other places. We will never know their names, but on their shoulders our country stands. Without the mothers of Wales teaching their children in their own mother tongue, the Welsh language would not have survived, nor would its folklore or poetry. UKIP therefore call on this place to acknowledge their invaluable contribution to our country, a contribution on a parallel to that of men. With regard to the amendments proposed by Plaid, yes, women are underrepresented on the boards of NGOs, companies and governmental boards. However, artificially increasing numbers by imposing a quota might look good, but it's ultimately meaningless without understanding and addressing why fewer women are board members in the first place. You can draw up all the women shortlists to your heart's content. However, it is through talent and ability that women should obtain top positions within companies. We should not support the elevation of women above men, but rather seek to compete on a level playing field, treating each gender with total equality. It is through debates such as this and the awareness raised by activists on events like International Women's Day that we progress further towards total equality in the workplace and beyond. Plaid are correct to regret the median pay and relative lower earnings of women versus men in the workplace. This is a reflection of the occupations that women are still largely employed in. For instance, on average, women are far more likely to be in part-time work, on zero-hour or low-pay contracts, as a consequence of childcare and other care responsibilities. UKIP will not be voting in favour of Amendment 4, as there is no causal link between healthy relationship lessons in schools and educational attainment. And it is educational attainment which is the most significant factor on the pay and conditions of female workers. To those who bemoan the slightly lower pay enjoyed by women in Wales and the UK, I'd say this. Your ideals for perfect equality are laudable, but we should be proud that the UK is one of the best places on earth to be born and live as a woman. There are many challenges that women face in today's society beyond the workplace, issues which, for many, are unpleasant to discuss or even acknowledge. Women, and indeed many girls of a young age, have been victims of cultural practices violating their bodies and their futures. As International Women's Day approaches, I call on this Assembly and campaigners to confront the issue of female genital mutilation. As a society, we have a duty to care for those who have suffered as a consequence of this heinous act, and to do everything to combat the motivations behind this crime. At the same time, we must speak out for millions of women throughout the world who do not share the same rights that we are fortunate to hold. In recent months, we have witnessed thousands of women protesting against the newly elected President of the United States. I ask them, where were the marches and protests for their sisters abroad, many who have suffered fates worse than FGM for stepping outside cultural norms? We require a sense of perspective. Yes, we need to tackle sexism and inequality in everyday society. But more importantly, we need to provide a beacon of hope for women who are deprived of their basic human rights by speaking out on issues which are shamefully still ongoing in the 21st century. So let's celebrate our achievements as women. Let us remember those women who have gone before, those who campaigned and secured our freedoms and liberties. But let us not forget the millions of women who do not have a voice, and ensure that tomorrow, on International Women's Day, we provide them with that voice. Thank you.
Thank you.